Have you ever wondered why some people thrive in chaos while others crumble? Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got something really special lined up for you. A deep dive into the mind of one of history's most resilient and fascinating leaders, a man who faced an endless barrage of chaos, conflict, and challenges, yet managed to carve out a space of inner calm and genuine happiness. I'm talking about Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor whose life was anything but easy. Picture this. He ruled an sprawling empire teetering on the edge of collapse, dealing with relentless wars, political betrayals, and devastating plagues that tested the limits of human endurance. Yet, through it all, he didn't just survive. He thrived, turning life's wild ups and downs into a masterclass in peace and resilience. His story isn't just a tale from the past, it's a treasure trove of wisdom that feels as relevant today as it did back then. So, stick with me, because by the end of this journey, you might just uncover a powerful secret to handling whatever life decides to throw your way, whether it's a stressful day at work, a personal setback, or just the unpredictable messiness of being human. I promise you, this is going to be worth your time, and I can't wait to share it with you. Now, let's set the stage a little more. Marcus Aurelius wasn't your typical emperor lounging in luxury while others did the heavy lifting. He was a philosopher king, a rare soul who led with his mind as much as his authority. His days were filled with tough decisions, strategizing military campaigns, mediating disputes among his advisors, and trying to keep the empire from crumbling under its own weight. And yet, amidst all that storm, he found a way to stay grounded. How did he do it? That's the question we're going to unpack together today. His secret lies in an ancient philosophy called Stoicism, a way of thinking that teaches you to master your inner world, rather than being a slave to the outer one. It's not about ignoring the chaos, it's about learning to dance with it, to find strength and serenity no matter what's happening around you. And here's the best part. This isn't some dusty old idea locked away in history books. It's a practical, hands-on tool that you and I can use right now to navigate our own lives. Imagine letting go of the constant need to control every little detail and instead embracing the flow of life with grace and confidence. That's the kind of transformation we're talking about, and it's within your reach. As we dive into this, I want you to feel like you're sitting down with a friend, exploring these ideas together. Marcus Aurelius didn't have all the answers handed to him on a silver platter. He figured this out through trial, error, and a lot of reflection. And that's what makes his story so inspiring. He faced the same kind of uncertainties we do, only on a much grander scale, and came out the other side with a mindset that turned challenges into opportunities. So, what can we learn from him? Well, we're going to explore how his approach to life can help you handle stress, find peace in the storm, and maybe even discover a deeper sense of fulfillment. Whether you're dealing with a tough boss, a family drama, or just the everyday grind, there's something here for you. And trust me, this isn't going to be a dry lecture. It's a story, a journey, and a chance to see how ancient wisdom can light up your modern world. So, grab a comfy seat, maybe a cup of tea or coffee if that's your thing, and let's dive in together. I'm excited to walk you through this, step by step, and I hope you'll feel the same spark of curiosity I do. Oh, and before we get too far, let me toss out a little favor. If you're loving what we were doing here, if this resonates with you and you want more of these mind-blowing insights, please hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me, and it ensures you won't miss out on the next video where we all keep exploring these life-changing ideas. Don't skip any part of this either, because this journey toward inner calm and resilience might just be the turning point you've been looking for. It's not every day you get to peek into the mind of a Roman emperor and walk away with tools to make your life better. So, let us get started. Let's see how Marcus Aurelius' ancient wisdom can change your world, one thought at a time. Are you ready? Let's go. The power of choosing your reaction. Imagine this. You're a Roman emperor, ruling an empire stretched across continents, dealing with wars, betrayals, and plagues every single day. Sounds exhausting, right? That was Marcus Aurelius's life, a relentless storm of challenges that would break most people. He wasn't just sitting on a throne, sipping wine and watching gladiator games. No, he was on the front lines, both literally and figuratively, managing an empire that spanned from the sandy deserts of North Africa to the misty hills of Britain. He faced barbarian invasions on the northern borders, political scheming from within his own ranks, and devastating outbreaks that wiped out entire communities. On top of that, he had to make decisions that affected millions of lives, decisions that could mean the difference between peace and chaos, survival and collapse. It's the kind of pressure that keeps you up at night, wondering if you're doing enough, if you're strong enough. But here's the kicker. He didn't find peace by trying to control every little thing. Nope. Marcus realized that the real game changer wasn't about bending the world to his will. It was about how he chose to respond to it all. Let that sink in for a moment. Your happiness, your sense of calm, it doesn't come from fixing every problem out there, from micromanaging every detail of your life. It comes from what's going on inside your head, from the way you decide to face the chaos. Now, Marcus wasn't just some random guy spouting feel-good quotes to make himself feel better. He was a Stoic, a devoted follower of this ancient philosophy that he's all about mastering your mind and building inner strength. Stoicism isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything. Fine. It's about training yourself to focus on what you can control and letting go of what you can ibuti. For Marcus, that meant accepting that he couldn't stop every invasion, prevent every betrayal, or cure every illness. But he could control his thoughts, his reactions, his perspective. And that made all the difference. He understood that life will always throw curveballs, whether you're an emperor or just trying to get through a tough week. The magic lies in how you catch those curveballs, how you choose to see them. Do you let them knock you down, or do you use them to grow stronger? Marcus chose the latter, and it's what kept him grounded when the world around him was anything but. And here's the cool part. This isn't just dusty old history, something to read about and forget. Stoicism is a tool we can all grab and use right now, no matter where we are in life. Think about your own world for a second. Maybe you're juggling a demanding job, family drama, or unexpected setbacks, like a car breaking down or a sudden bill that throws your budget out the window. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, to wish you could control every little thing so life would just go smoothly. But what if you didn't have to? What if, instead of fighting to force every outcome, you could let go and ride the waves of life with a sense of grace? That's what Marcus figured out, and it's what we're unpacking today. It's about embracing the flow, accepting that life is messy, unpredictable, and sometimes downright unfair, and finding a deeper, more fulfilling peace in the middle of it all. You don't have to be an emperor to tap into this wisdom. You just need to be willing to shift your mindset, to look at challenges not as burdens but as opportunities to practice resilience. So, are you ready to learn from a guy who ruled an empire and still kept his cool? Marcus Aurelius didn't just survive his circumstances. He thrived in them, and he left behind a blueprint for how we can do the same. We're going to dig into the practical ways he used Stoicism to navigate his chaotic world, and how you can apply those same ideas to your own life. Whether you're facing a big crisis or just the daily grind, there's something here for you. Let's keep going, because this journey into ancient wisdom might just change the way you see everything, from the smallest annoyances to the biggest challenges. Let's do this together. Taking charge of what you can control. All right, let's get into the heart of Stoicism, the philosophy that Marcus Aurelius lived and breathed every single day. One of the big ideas he leaned on was figuring out what you can actually control, and, just as importantly, what you can't. Let us be real here. There are some things in life you're never going to master, no matter how hard you try. Spoiler alert, you can't control the weather, with its sudden downpours or unexpected heat waves that throw your plans off track. You can't tame the traffic with its endless gridlock that tests your patience on the way to work. And let us not forget that annoying coworker who always seems to swipe your lunch from the fridge, leaving you hangry and frustrated. But here's the good news. You've got full power over your own mind. Yeah, your thoughts. The Stoics, including Marcus, believed that while the world outside might be a total mess, unpredictable, chaotic, and sometimes downright unfair, you can build this incredible mental fortress to shield yourself from the storm. It's like drawing a line in the sand and saying, "This is my space, and I'm taking charge of it." Think of it like putting on armor before a battle. When you focus on your thoughts, you are not just sitting there daydreaming or letting your mind wander aimlessly. You're reactively shaping how you handle life. Punches. Imagine a single negative thought creeping in. Something like, "I'm never going to get this done," or "Everyone's against me." Left unchecked, that one little idea can spiral out of control, dragging your mood down into a dark pit, making you snap at people and even messing with your health. Think tension headaches or restless nights. But here's where it gets exciting. Flip that switch to a positive one. Picture thinking, "Okay, this is tough, but I can figure it out." Or, "I've got people who've got my back." Suddenly, you're inspired, motivated, ready to take on the day with a spring in your step, and maybe even lift up the people around you with a kind word or a helping hand. It's wild how much power lies in that little shift, isn't it? It's like you've got a secret weapon tucked away in your brain, waiting to be unleashed. Now, the Stoics didn't just wing it. They weren't the type to leave something this important to chance. They had tricks up their sleeves, practical tools they honed over time to keep their minds sharp and steady. One of their favorites? Reflection. At the end of each day, they'd carve out a quiet moment to sit down and think about what went well and what didn't. Maybe they'd journal a bit, scribbling down their wins, like nailing a tough conversation or staying calm under pressure, and their oops moments like losing their temper or missing an opportunity. It's like hitting a mental reset button, a way to clear the clutter and process the day so they could step into the next one with a fresh perspective and renewed strength. Picture Marcus after a long day of ruling an empire taking a few minutes to reflect by candlelight, asking himself, "What did I handle well today? Where could I do better?" That habit kept his head clear and his focus tight, no matter what challenges loomed on the horizon. And here's the kicker. The Stoics saw thoughts as more than just random brain noise or fleeting distractions. They viewed them as the steering wheel of your life. Think about that for a second. Your thoughts aren't just passing clouds, they're the ones guiding where you're headed. Guide them right, and you can transform your whole experience, turning a rough day into a chance to grow, a setback into a setup for a comeback. It's pretty cool, huh? It's like you're the captain of your own ship, navigating through stormy seas with a steady hand on the wheel. Marcus and his fellow Stoics knew this intuitively, and they practiced it daily, turning their minds into tools of resilience and wisdom. So, let us dig deeper into how that works, how you can take this ancient idea and make it your own, steering your life toward peace and purpose. There's so much more to explore, and I can't wait to take you along for the ride, turning thoughts into your superpower. Okay, let's paint a picture that might feel all too familiar. Imagine two people facing the same tough situation, like losing a big project at work. It's a gut punch, the kind of setback that could derail anyone. Person A? They're stuck, their mind spinning with thoughts like, "I'm a total failure. Nothing I do matters." They're paralyzed, defeated before they even have a chance to pick themselves up. It's like they've already thrown in the towel, letting that one moment define their entire worth. Now, take person B. They're feeling the sting too, but their thoughts are different. They're thinking, "Okay, this hurts, but it's a chance to grow. I've nailed stuff before and I can do it again." They're not ignoring the disappointment, but they're not letting it own them either. Who do you think's more likely to bounce back, dust themselves off, and try again? Exactly. Person B. and it all boils down to the thoughts swirling around in their heads. It's a simple difference, but it's a game changer, showing just how much power we hold in the way we choose to think. The Stoics were geniuses at this, and they knew the mind wasn't something to leave on autopilot. They didn't just let their thoughts run wild like a runaway train. They trained them, turning their inner world into a space of strength and clarity. It's not about shoving negative thoughts under the rug or pretending they don't exist. Nope, that's a recipe for trouble. Instead, it's about understanding those thoughts, digging into where they come from, challenging them head-on, and then turning them into something useful. Say you're beating yourself up over a mistake, like forgetting a deadline or messing up a presentation. Instead of letting it fester and grow into a monster of self-doubt, pause and ask yourself, is this really true? Am I letting one slip-up define me, or is this just a rough moment in a bigger story? Maybe it was a bad day, a fluke, not the whole picture of who you are. That's where the magic happens. You start reshaping how you see things, taking back control from those pesky negative voices. It's like flipping a switch from darkness to light, and it's a skill you can build with time. Marcus Aurelius dropped a gem on this that's worth soaking in. He said something like, "When life gets tough and you feel bitter, don't think this is a disaster. Think, handling this with strength is my win." It's all about flipping the script, turning a potential breakdown into a breakthrough. Those snap judgments, like calling something bad or boring or a total waste, they were often just your emotions talking, a knee-jerk reaction that doesn't tell the full truth. The Stoics taught that your thoughts aren't shaped by the world itself, but by how you perceive it. Change that perception, and you change everything. Imagine waking up with that heavy cloud overhead thinking, "Today's gonna suck," and then catching yourself in the act. Take a breath, swap it for, "Today might be tricky, but I've got this. I've handled tough days before." Feel that shift? It's subtle but powerful, like a warm wave washing over you. That's the power you're tapping into, a strength that comes from within. And with practice, it can totally transform how you move through life, turning stress into opportunity, frustration into focus. It's not about being perfect, it's about getting better, one thought at a time. So, are you ready for some practical ways to make this happen? Because this isn't just theory, it's something you can start doing today. The Stoics didn't just talk about mastering their minds, they lived it, and they left us a roadmap to follow. We're going to explore how to take these ideas and put them into action, turning your thoughts into your greatest ally. Whether you're dealing with a work setback, a personal challenge, or just the daily grind, there's a way to shift your perspective and find your footing. Let's go deeper into those tools, those tricks that can help you build that mental fortress Marcus Aurelius swore by. Trust me, it's going to be worth it, and I can't wait to guide you through it. Mastering your mind with Stoic tricks. So, how do you actually start turning your thoughts around? It's a fair question, and the good news is that the Stoics had some killer techniques that we can totally steal and make our own today. These are, just abstract ideas. They are practical tools you can pull out whenever life gets heavy. First up, question everything. When a negative thought starts creeping in, like that nagging voice saying, "I am never going to figure this out," or "I always mess up," just roll with it like it is the gospel truth. Pause for a second, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, is this fair? Is it based on facts, or am I just in a funk? Picture this. You bomb a work meeting, and your mind immediately jumps to, "I'm awful at my job." Hold up. Let's break that down. Was it really one bad day out of a string of good ones where you crushed it? Are you letting that one awkward moment overshadow all the skills and successes you've built over time? Challenging those thoughts can pull you out of the spiral, like hitting the brakes before you crash. It's about giving yourself a reality check, stepping back to see the bigger picture instead of letting one slip-up define your whole story. Next, try reframing. This is where you take a downer thought and give it a complete makeover, turning it into something that works for you instead of against you. Say you flunk a test and your brain starts spinning with, "I'm done," No point trying again. That's a dead end if you let it stick. But flip it. This is a chance to learn something new, and I'll crush it next time with better prep. See how that shifts the vibe? It turns a dead end into a stepping stone, a detour on the road to growth. It's all about seeing setbacks as part of the game, not a life sentence that locks you into failure. Maybe you didn't ace that test, but what did you pick up along the way? A new study trick? A better understanding of the material? Reframing helps you rewire your mind to look for the lesson, the opportunity hiding in the struggle. It's like turning a frown upside down, but with a purpose that fuels your next move. And then there's gratitude. When your mind asks drowning in negativity, like when everything feels like it as going wrong, and you can catch a break. Stop right there and list a few things you were thankful for. Maybe it's a good meal that hit the spot, a kind word from a friend that lifted your spirits, or just the simple fact that you're breathing and still in the game. It's like hitting a reset button, shifting your focus from what missing or broken to what right in front of you, the little wins that keep you going. The Stoics loved this broader view too. They saw themselves as part of something bigger, a vast tapestry of life where their struggles were just one thread. That perspective reminds you that your tough moments aren't the whole picture. They're just one piece of the puzzle. It helps you let go of what you can't change, like the weather, other people's actions, or past mistakes, and zero in on what you can, your thoughts and actions. It's a gentle nudge to refocus, to find strength in the present instead of getting lost in the chaos. Let it all out. The worries, the wins, the random stuff swirling in your head. It's like clearing the mental clutter, giving you a chance to see where those thoughts come from and how to tackle them. Are they based on reality, or are they just echoes of a bad mood? Marcus Aurelius did this himself, scribbling his reflections to stay sharp and centered, even as he ran an empire. These little habits, questioning, reframing, gratitude, journaling, they your toolkit for building a mind that doesn't just survive the ups and downs, but thrives through them. And trust me, the payoff is huge. You start noticing a shift, less stress, more clarity, a sense of control even when the world feels wild. Want to see how this plays out in real life? How these tools can turn a tough day into a triumph? Let's move on, because there's so much more to explore, and I'm excited to take you there. Preparing for life's curveballs. Now, let us talk about something the Stoics called premeditatio malorum, fancy Latin for preparing for the worst. I know, that sounds grim at first glance, like you're setting yourself up for a gloomy day, right? But hear me out, because there's a brilliant twist to this. Marcus Aurelius, with all his wisdom, would kick off his day by running through a mental checklist, thinking, okay, today I might deal with some grumpy, dishonest folks who test my patience. He wasn't being a downer or wallowing in pessimism. It was about getting ready, about steeling himself for the rough patches he knew could pop up. By expecting those challenges, he could roll with them calmly instead of freaking out when they hit, like a seasoned sailor bracing for a wave instead of being caught off guard and capsized. It's a proactive move, a way to take the edge off life's surprises, and it's something we can all learn from. Think of it like a mental rehearsal, a practice run before the real show begins. You're not obsessing over bad stuff or letting your mind spiral into a doom loop. You're planning how to handle it, mapping out your responses like a strategist plotting the next move. It's a lot like athletes picturing their race before they hit the track, visualizing every twist, every hurdle, every sprint, so they're not thrown off when the gun goes off. Imagine a mental fire drill. You practice staying cool, walking through the steps of what you'd do if the smoke alarms blare, and when the real heat comes, whether it's a tough conversation or an unexpected setback, you re-steady as a rock ready to act instead of panic. This builds resilience, layering your mind with a toughness that cuts down the shock when life throws a curveball. It's not about predicting every detail. It's about preparing your spirit so the unexpected doesn't knock you flat. You can use this anywhere, before a big meeting, for instance. Take a moment to think, what if the tech flops and the projector dies mid-presentation? What if I blank on my lines and stand there like a deer in headlights? Run through your responses. Maybe you've got a backup plan for the tech, or you'll lean on notes to jog your memory. And suddenly, those worries lose their sting. They're not monsters under the bed anymore. They're manageable hiccups you've already faced in your mind. Plus, there's a hidden bonus. It boosts gratitude. When you picture potential messes, like a rained-out picnic or a delayed flight, you start realizing how much you've got going right. The fact that you're healthy, have a roof over your head, or just enjoyed a good laugh with a friend stands out more when you consider what could go wrong. It's a subtle shift that grounds you in the present, turning your focus toward appreciation. A quick journal session each morning can supercharge this Stoic trick. Grab a notebook, jot down possible challenges you might face, like a tricky client call or a packed schedule, and sketch out how you tackle them. Maybe you'll stay patient with that client or break your day into manageable chunks. This simple exercise sets you up with calm confidence, like putting on a mental suit of armor before heading out. And don't stop there. Reflecting on past wins can also show you how tough you really are. Think back to a time you handled a crisis, nailed a deadline, or bounced back from a flop. That memory is proof you've got grit, building your trust in yourself for whatever's ahead. Life's unpredictable, sure, full of twists you can't see coming, but with this Stoic trick, you're not just reacting. You're ready to face it with strength and grace. It's like giving yourself a head start, a quiet confidence that carries you through. Curious how to stay grounded in the moment, even with all this preparation. There's more to explore, and I'm excited to take you deeper into how the Stoics kept their feet on solid ground no matter what swirled around them. Let's dive into that next, because this journey's just getting started, and there's a lot more wisdom to uncover. Living in the now. Here's a question for you. How often are you really here, right now, in this very moment? It's something to think about because so many of us spend our days mentally somewhere else, either stuck in the past or racing ahead to the future. Marcus Aurelius had a beautiful way of putting it. He said, "Give yourself a gift, the present moment." As a Roman emperor with a million responsibilities, from managing wars to governing an empire, he still made time to soak in the simple joy of being alive, of breathing, of just being. The Stoics, like Marcus, believed the present is all we've truly got. The past is done, sealed away in memory, and the future's a mystery, always just out of reach. When you obsess over what's already happened or stress about what might come next, you're robbing yourself of the peace you could find right here, right now. It's like you're giving away a treasure that's sitting in your hands, waiting to be opened. The Stoics knew that clinging to yesterday or tomorrow steals the calm and clarity that comes from being fully in the moment, and Marcus made it his mission to embrace that gift every day. Think about it for a second. How many times have you zoned out in a conversation, replaying yesterday, mess, like that argument you had or the mistake you made, or stressing about tomorrow's to-do list, like a looming deadline or an upcoming event? It's so easy to do, but it pulls you away from the person sitting in front of you, from the life you're actually living in that moment. You miss the warmth of a friend's smile, the sound of their laugh, or even the chance to connect on a deeper level. Living in the now means letting go of that need to control everything, to have all the answers or fix every problem before it even happens. It's about accepting what you can't change, like the weather, someone else's choices, or things that are already behind you, and focusing instead on what you can influence, your thoughts and actions. When you do that, suddenly the chaos feels a little less heavy, a little less overwhelming. It's like finding a quiet spot in the middle of a storm, a place where you can breathe and just be, even as the winds howl around you. So, how do you get there? One powerful way is through mindfulness. It's simpler than it sounds. Just take a second to focus on your breath, feeling the air move in and out, or really look around at your surroundings, noticing the colors, the sounds, the textures. Dive into whatever you're doing, whether it's washing the dishes, working on a project, or chatting with a friend. Give it your full attention. Mindfulness trains your mind to stay put, to stop wandering off into what-ifs and should-haves. It keeps you calm even when stress hits, like a steady anchor in choppy waters. Studies back this up too. They show that practicing mindfulness can cut stress, steady your emotions, and boost your overall vibe, leaving you feeling more balanced and grounded. Another trick. Gratitude. Pause and think of a few things you're thankful for. A warm cup of coffee, a sunny afternoon, a kind word from someone you care about. It anchors you in the moment, flipping your focus from scarcity to abundance, from what's wrong to what's right. The Stoics also had this amazing principle. Give every task your all, no matter how big or small it seems. Wash those dishes like a pro, tackle that project with focus, hug your loved ones with your whole heart, be fully there for it. And here's a modern tip. Watch out for tech, because it can yank you out of the now with endless pings and notifications. Try setting up device-free zones, like during meals or before bedtime, to really connect with what's around you, the people, the sounds, the stillness. Living in the present is your ticket to peace, to resilience, to a life that feels full and meaningful, not scattered or empty. It's about savoring the moment you're in instead of always chasing the next one. Want to know how gratitude ties it all together, weaving these ideas into a way of life that's even more powerful? Let's explore that next, because there's so much more to uncover. The magic of gratitude. Marcus Aurelius had this amazing habit that really sets the tone for how powerful a simple mindset shift can be. He'd wake up each morning and think to himself, "Man, what a privilege to be alive, to breathe, to love." That's gratitude in action. A game changer that doesn't require anything fancy, just a moment of awareness. It's not just about celebrating the big wins like landing a dream job or hitting a major milestone. It's about noticing the little joys that sprinkle through your day. A stunning sunrise painting the sky, a kind word from a colleague that lifts your spirits, or the warmth of a cup of coffee cradling your hands. When you train your mind to see the good, even on those tough days when everything feels like it's going sideways, it shifts everything. It moves you from a place of scarcity, where you're always feeling like you're lacking something, to a place of abundance, where you recognize the richness already around you. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that highlight the beauty instead of the blemishes. And Marcus mastered this art in the midst of ruling an empire. Picture this. You're stuck in a rut, maybe feeling like you're missing out on the life everyone else seems to have. Better opportunities, more success, endless highlights. It's easy to spiral into that headspace, especially when challenges pile up. But gratitude flips that script in the most unexpected way. It doesn't ignore the hard stuff, the bills, the arguments, the setbacks. It just reminds you there's always something to appreciate, even in the mess. Maybe it's the fact that you've got a roof over your head, or that you managed to laugh despite the stress. Try keeping a gratitude journal. Grab a notebook or even the Notes app on your phone and scribble down 3 things you're thankful for each day. It could be a friend's contagious laugh, a cozy night in with a good book, or the smell of rain after a dry spell. It builds a habit of spotting the bright side, training your brain to look for the light even when shadows loom large. And don't stop there. Take it a step further and tell people you're grateful for them. Thank your family for their support, your buddy for always having your back, even that stranger who held the door open with a smile. It strengthens bonds, deepens connections, and spreads positivity like wildfire, creating a ripple effect that can brighten more than just your day. In Stoicism, this ties beautifully to a concept called amor fati, loving your fate. It's about embracing the highs and lows as part of your unique story, seeing them not as random cruelties but as chances to grow, to learn, to become a better version of yourself. Gratitude becomes the lens through which you view that journey, turning obstacles into opportunities. It kills envy and resentment, too. Those sneaky feelings that creep in when you refocused on what someone else has or holding on to grudges over past slights. When you're tuned in to what you have, your health, your relationships, your small victories, you are less likely to eye someone else's life with jealousy or let bitterness take root. Research backs this up in a big way. People who practice gratitude regularly sleep better, their stress levels drop, and they feel mentally stronger, bouncing back from setbacks with a resilience that surprises even themselves. It's like building an inner fortress that nothing can shake, all through the simple act of saying thanks to the world around you. You don't need a big overhaul to make this work. No need to upend your entire routine or sign up for a life-changing retreat. Just take a minute each morning to reflect, maybe while you're sipping that first cup of tea, and think about what you're grateful for. Or end your day with a gratitude meditation. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let your mind wander to the good stuff. It's pure Stoic wisdom, a way of living with intention that keeps you anchored. This mindset helps you navigate challenges with a steady hand, build deeper connections with the people who matter, and live a richer, more fulfilling life. As Marcus said, the joy's in the now, in what you have, those tangible blessings, and in the people you cherish, the relationships that give your days meaning. So, let's wrap this up with a final thought, a chance to carry this wisdom forward into everything you do.
Embracing life with courage and gratitude. Well, folks, we've taken quite a journey together, haven't we? It's been an incredible ride, traveling from the grand throne of Marcus Aurelius all the way to the nitty-gritty of your everyday life. We've uncovered some powerful Stoic secrets that aren't just relics of the past, they're practical gems you can hold on to and use right now. Think about what we've explored. It is all about choosing how you respond to life as challenges, mastering your thoughts so they work for you instead of against you, preparing for the worst so it doesn't catch you off guard, living fully in the moment instead of getting lost in what ifs, and letting gratitude light your way like a beacon through the fog. This isn't just philosophy tucked away in some ancient scroll. It is a way to reshape how you face each day, a blueprint for navigating life with a little more ease and a lot more meaning. Marcus Aurelius may have been an emperor, but the tools he used to stay grounded are just as powerful for us. Whether we're juggling a busy schedule, tackling a personal challenge, or simply trying to find a moment of peace in a hectic world, let's take a step back and reflect on what this all means. Marcus's wisdom reminds us that the good stuff, the stuff that really matters, is right here, waiting for us to notice it. It's the richness of now, the beauty of this very moment, whether you're sipping a warm drink, listening to a loved one's laughter, or just feeling the sun on your face. It's in the connections we build, the relationships that anchor us, your family, your friends, the people who make your life brighter just by being in it, and it's in the simple act of being alive, of taking a breath, and realizing you're here, present, with a heartbeat and a chance to make the most of it. That is what Marcus wanted us to see, that joy isn't something out there in the future, tied to some big achievement or perfect moment. It's here in the small, quiet things, in the way we show up for ourselves and each other. So the next time life gets wild, when the stress piles up, when plans fall apart, or when you're just feeling overwhelmed, take a breath, lean into these Stoic tools we've talked about, face whatever comes with courage, knowing you've got the strength to handle it, and let gratitude guide you, reminding you of the good that's always there if you look for it. I've loved sharing this journey with you, walking through these ideas and seeing how they can light up our lives in ways we might not have expected. Thanks for hanging out with me on this path of Stoic enlightenment. It means the world to have you along for the ride. Hope you're walking away with a spark of inspiration, maybe a new perspective or a tool to try the next time life throws you a curveball. If you're hungry for more ways to live a balanced, mindful life, I've got you covered. Check out the next video I've got lined up for you. It's packed with more insights to keep this journey going, to help you dig even deeper into what it means to live with intention and calm. Until then, keep embracing each moment, really savoring the here and now, whether it's a quiet morning, a busy afternoon, or a cozy evening with the people you love. Let Marcus's wisdom be a little whisper in your ear, nudging you to choose your responses wisely, to focus on what you can control, and to find joy in the present. Thanks again for being here, for taking this time to explore these ideas together. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, take care, stay present, and I'll see you soon.